If you want to give your Gunpla a nice dirty look, all you need to do is give it a wash. A wash is the process of applying a thin or colored layer to Gunpla or any model kit by applying a thin layer of paint or substance. It can take an out-of-box or panel-line model and make it look exceptional. Mr. Hobby has made a really easy to use series of washes called Mr. Weathering Color. You will have seen me use these in my other build guides and tutorials. And I wanted to make a tutorial dedicated to these. This tutorial will be about the basics, explaining what they are, how to use them, and how to get a nice dirty look, as if your Gunpla mecha has been outside for a while. There are a ton of ways to use these washes, but the steps needed for all these various techniques share the same information I will present here. I'm also making more tutorials on weathering, washing, and detailing. So if you like this tutorial, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's the best way to know when I post them, and it really helps the channel out. I also have other build guides and tutorials where I show the ways to use the washes, and I recommend checking those out too. Bookmarks and links are in the description. Let's get started. For washes, I use the Mr. Hobby brand Mr. Weathering Color series. While there are other brands, and they should be similar, just take note the results might differ than what I demonstrate here. I recommend by starting off by getting at least the multi-black, multi-brown, and multi-gray. You want a few different colors based upon the color of your Gunpla kit, which I will explain in a bit. The companion to these is the thinner. Any enamel thinner can be used, but I recommend the branded one for these washes. Next, pick up a set of really cheap brushes. These washes are pretty rough on brushes, so don't use anything good. Don't forget a small mixing bowl to work from. With any paint-related techniques, make sure to have gloves and towels. You'll also want to pick up some pipettes or a mixing stirrer. This will allow you to extract the coloring from the jar or just to pour it out in a much easier fashion. Before you start with any wash, make sure to top coat your kit. The first reason is to help protect any work you've done so far. This includes any decals, pan lining, or painting. Any type of top coat will do, but I recommend semi-gloss if you are not sure. First step is to determine what color you should use. I start by following some basic simple rules. For white and light parts, I use a darker color multi-black. For darker parts, like blue and black, I use the multi-gray. For red, I use multi-brown. Shake and mix your Mr. Weathering Color thoroughly. To achieve the basic light dirty look, you start by mixing just a little bit of the color with some thinner. I'm using a mixing spoon here, but your brush will work just as well. After mixing, test it on the side of the bowl. Try to separate your kit into the major parts. It's as simple as brushing it on. Take your time. The wash will flow over the model by itself. Try to apply it evenly, but varying thickness will look natural in the end. Brush in downward strokes to mimic how rain and grime from the environment would have built up on the kit. Do sections at a time. Do your best not to let anything pool. After each section, I dab my brush in the towel to dry it off a bit, and soak up any pooling and even it out. You'll see me doing this throughout the demonstration. After doing a surface of one piece, consider moving on to the next while it dries. While a complete dry will take a few hours, it'll be dry fast enough you can go between pieces in a good pace. While it's still wet, the wash might not show that much. Only judge it after it is dried. Before you let it dry too much, look for any parts you feel might have too much or are uneven. What you've seen here is me continuing through the blue and red areas, using the gray and brown washes, like I mentioned earlier. I'm following the same pattern of thinning the color, applying and soaking up any pooled liquid. Once you feel happy with it, let it dry for a while. Overnight if possible. Then look over for a few things. If you see places that are too thin, you can just apply more. I was going for a light coat in this demonstration, but it's easy to get something thicker by just adding more paint to your mixture or not thinning it as much. The slight darkening or discoloration achieved by a light wash will really make your kit look more real and like it has been used. Just to provide a few more demonstrations, here's what I applied a more darker coat of gray to the gun tank. In this case, I only thinned it about 1:1 ratio. I was also trying to paint it in a more chaotic manner, to give it a more streaking effect. I wanted to darken its gray arms, so I used a thicker black weathering on it too. You really don't have to be too gentle. The important thing I would stress is keeping after the pooling. If the liquid builds up, it might look a bit odd after it dries. With these basics, you'll be able to achieve that nice, dusty, dirty Gunpla look. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. I'm going to be making further tutorials about other techniques you can do with these washes, like mud and pin washing. So stay tuned. Also, please come join me over on Twitch, where you'll see me use these techniques live. Thanks again for watching!